Welcome back. Early this afternoon, the weather is pretty quiet out there for us as we wrap up 2020. But 2021 coming in on a very active note as an ice storm sets its aim on central Illinois. That'll bring some pretty big impacts to travel and perhaps power outages as we roll into the day tomorrow. That's not the case this afternoon, though. Clouds on the increase out there from our Wildlife Prairie Park camera. It was partly cloudy this morning. We still see some sun out there, especially off to the east. Overall, though, we will be on an increasing cloud trend, becoming more overcast by this evening. Temperatures kind of as warm as they're going to be in the upper 20s, low 30s, will fall down into the mid to upper 20s by later this evening. And this will be the quiet before the storm, which will be on our doorstep by early in the morning. A winter storm watch out for the entirety of the viewing area, except for Logan County. That said, Logan County under a winter weather advisory. Impacts still likely to be felt there. We're talking about ice, anywhere from 1/10 of an inch to 3/10 of an inch of ice. Your impacts increase with the more ice that you get, but generally we're talking about hazardous travel, not just a few slick spots out there, but we're talking about dangerous travel from the type of ice that this can bring. And power outages certainly in play with the type of ice buildup we could see on power lines. So an active day ahead as we begin the new year. Still quiet this afternoon with that increase in clouds, but clouds increasing ahead of the storm system that is bringing active weather over central Texas. You can see some wintry weather to the west of Dallas, moderate to heavy rain, Dallas and points to the east. And this will move up to the north and east through the rest of the day today, eventually continuing to strengthen before it impacts our area. So here's how it sets up for us. Your New Year's Eve is going to be relatively quiet. Cold out there with increasing clouds. But if you're having any New Year's Eve plans, things should be in good shape. By the time we get to 4 a.m., however, we're going to need to keep an eye on what's coming in from the south as we'll have some freezing rain overspreading the area by the early morning hours. At 9 a.m., likely seeing some icing occurring out there. And we'll keep that chance into the early afternoon hours. Now, temperatures may warm a degree or two, say 33, 34. Going to be the difference between the areas that see the most ice and the areas that see the less ice. Nonetheless, if we get 1/10 to 1/4 inch of ice out there, think about that. Sure, it doesn't look like a lot, but it'll be that on all surfaces. It's going to be an ice rink out there, very slick for us tomorrow. So if you have to travel, we'd advise against it. We're going to change over to a little bit of snow on the backside of the system, finally quieting down by the time we get to the start of the day on Saturday. So overall, the outlook, again, 1/10 to 3/10 of ice. Isolated areas could see higher amounts depending on where some of the heavier precipitation falls. Hazardous travel expected with some power outages, again, possible. Think ahead for that, especially if you're in a rural area where you may be more prone to a power outage. Snowfall not going to be too impressive, maybe an inch or less. Better chances the further north and west that you go. So here's how your travel impacts set up. High travel impacts from start to finish tomorrow, from ice in the morning to snow in the evening. Again, it's a holiday. If you got the day off, just stay inside. Play a couple games with the family. Take it easy out there. We've got opportunities to go out and do other things that you might want to do early next week, as we'll have temperatures back above average into the mid to upper 30s by Monday and Tuesday. Perhaps low 40s there by midweek. Sunshine on the way. A much more quiet, settled forecast pattern coming. It's been unsettled lately with the wintry weather earlier this week and what's on tap for tomorrow. We ask you to use caution, plan ahead at how you will go about your day with this ice storm on the way.